Hi, so I'm going to be looking at language. I've got a transcript of the interview between Dr. Jairam and Paul Brand, and I've also got a social media text to look at. And I'm going to be looking in this case at how key phrases seem to jump up. So certainly with Dr. Jairam, there's a lot of words, and then you get phrases that really stick out. So I shall actually start with the interview. So the interview, it's on 2 videos on YouTube. So the first one, he talks about generally how the whole Lucy Letby position has been managed by the hospital, by the NHS. And in the second one he talks about, so in the first one, this is where he does the famous chin grab. It's the other interview where he talks about baby K, and this is where key phrases jump out. So these very obvious, these phrases that really stick out from everything else that come up, and this is a bit unusual. You don't get it with any of the other people who've been interviewed here. So Paul asks, you know, what it's what was it like when babies started dying? You couldn't understand why. So he talks for a bit. And then he says, so I think this is the third answer he gives. It's a big moment and it's a chilling moment. I don't think anyone has a rule book for how you deal with a situation. So that kind of stuck out for me. You know, because immediately, so I'm thinking very literally about this. I've got a picture of a rule book in my head, so I'm, you know, in my mind, I'm going to get this rule book which tells me how to do these terrible things. So then he asks, tell me about the night when this happened, and this is the sentence, that is a night etched on my memory and will be in my nightmares forever, to be honest. Okay, so when you say something like that, now you're either saying it because you're saying it for effect, so you want to convey the effect to somebody, or you're saying it because you're feeling it internally. I mean, it could be a bit of both. So it's a very dramatic phrase. So either you want to convey the drama or you are feeling the drama. If I was personally feeling the drama, it would be a much shorter sentence. Oh golly, that was awful, or something like that. I think this is quite a long sentence to talk about something really that quite traumatic. And certainly in the trial, one doctor actually broke down in tears when he was describing the night when or the day when a baby collapsed. So, and then that is a night that will be etched, and then the to be honest. Yeah, this is an either way phrase. So sometimes people say this when they're being honest, and sometimes people say this when they're being completely dishonest. So there is also, this is a night that is etched on my memory and will be in my nightmares forever. Now, this can have a two-way meaning as well. So this could be, this is a terrible thing that I witnessed. Okay. But you also see it in police confessions, and I'm just thinking about how language is used now. You know, sometimes people will talk about a crime as if they've been a witness to it. You know, they'll pretend to be a witness, but they're actually the perpetrators. So a sentence like this can actually be taken both ways. So it could be, you know, you could be remembering something because you witnessed it, but you could actually be remembering something because you're jolly well guilty. So that was so what have I got next? Oh, I dropped my book there. Then we come to yeah, he does say this is the most chilling thing. I think that is for effect. And we've got, I could have punched the air. So this is when he was, when they went to the police, and it looked like they were being vindicated. And he says, I could have punched the air. Now again, this is something that could be taken both ways. So, you know, he could have been relieved that they were finally being listened to, and, you know, that things were going to be put right. This could also be, and I've seen people kind of say these things or act like this. They were vindicated, but it was more out of you know, scoring a point. So this can be an either way statement as well. Then there are 4 or 5 babies who could be going to school now but aren't. I mean, I have trouble with the sums here because it was 7. Why 4 or 5? So we've got the social media post. So we've got nothing can. So the social media post, if you look for it, you can find it. But there's phrases here. Nothing can ever undo the evil that was inflicted. Again, it's a very dramatic statement. It's an either way statement. Now this one, it rang bells, all sorts of red flags, because it's the statement that bullies love statements like this. There are bad people in all walks of life, and many of them are very good at hiding in plain sight. And unfortunately, this statement is straight out of, you know, the abuser's playbook, if you like. So, you know, sometimes people, it's an either way statement. So people will say this because they genuinely want to warn people that, you know, not everyone is a nice person, and that nice looking person can be doing terrible things. But sometimes the people who are hiding in plain sight will use exactly that language. So I got their actions potentially protected a mass murderer. That little sentence, that stuck out for me. There is a, yeah, because there is a long history of whistleblowers in the NHS not only being ignored, but then being portrayed as the problem, sometimes to the point of their careers being destroyed. What happened here was history repeating itself. So if instead of putting the consultants right in that position, actually put Lucy in that position. So think about this now. There is a long history of whistleblowers in the NHS not only being ignored, but then being portrayed as the problem, sometime to the point of their careers being destroyed. This could have, think about if this actually had happened to Lucy. And Merlin Falcon, he has suggested, was Lucy actually a whistleblower in January 2015? So have a look at that video, and then follows up with, what happens here was history repeating itself. Now the only history repeating itself I can think of is Beverly Allitt, which it did to the letter, far too much to the letter, actually, for my liking. So yeah, so it's basically these phrases are dropped in, and they kind of jump out at me, and like, that's just my personal feelings, okay? But also, I did mention that I was doing a little graph yesterday, so you know, how much Lucy is completely innocent versus completely guilty, versus how much the hospital had, you know, was acting benignly to people acting intentionally against Lucy. And so I've made a start on that. So yeah, I'll see what comes of that, actually. But yeah, that's actually my lot for today. So please like, subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.